Of all the gags in this movie created with the purpose of generating laughter in theatres, Janhvi Kapoor and Varun Dhawan having a who is more middle class competition will forever be funny to me. Shashank Khaitan and his relationship with Dharma Productions goes all the way back to 2014, and the director has been consistently delivering commercial hits for the company, really becoming a household name with the Dulhania franchise. This year, he has directed Sanskari ki Tulsi Kumari, a rom-com from Dharma Productions, a genre that I believe is synonymous with the company. I don't care where you stand regarding this, but the big commercial movie with song, dance, weddings, and what is intended to be not that deep and just a fun time at the movies is what I have grown up with. But these movies that I loved in my formative years had two elements at least. They were genuinely funny and had the ability to emotionally tug at your heartstrings. Even though it may seem surface level through its marketing, Dharma Productions had a knack of having genuine heart in these tales. Sadly, Sanskari ki Tulsi Kumari is devoid of these elements, and it bummed me out because I don't mind a good time at the movies. But when the quality is so mid that you almost have to scavenge through its qualities in order to find a silver lining, you know something is amiss. We just recently discussed on the channel on how the movie's trailer absolutely gave away everything and leaves little to be desired from a plot point of view. And we were bang on about this assessment. The film focuses on Sunny played by Varun and Tulsi played by Janhvi, who get dumped by Sanya, Malhotra and Rohit Saraf respectively, who through an arranged marriage setup end up getting engaged to each other. When Varun gets to know about the wedding festivities that are commencing in Raffles, he decides to collude with Janhvi and pretend to be a couple, gate crashing their wedding with the intention to break their marriage and reunite with their partners who just dumped them. The comedy of errors and the feelings that inadvertently develop along the way forms the basic premise of this movie. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch Sanskari ki Tulsi Kumari in theatres or not. Varun Dhawan and his ability in this genre. There is only one actor in my opinion who carries this film and its mid-quality to be somewhat bearable, and that is Varun Dhawan. A capable actor like Sanya Malhotra is given little to no scope from a writing perspective to elevate the proceedings. However, there is this uncanny charm to Varun in this genre of film that is so specific to him that he can even make the cringiest lines somewhat lovable and endearing. Varun has this self-aware tone, embracing this stupidity with such conviction in some scenes that you end up smiling or giggling through the most foolish gags. This is very specific to him as an actor because he doesn't mind making a fool of himself. What I love about what Varun does as an actor specifically is that you can tell that he is doing improv or just filling in the empty spaces and scenes. When being broken up with by Sanya, he would randomly say, "You're hurting me," while being an emotional mess, randomly ask whether the new partner is handsome and then immediately exclaim, "Don't tell me." He would be weeping like a baby but still telling Sanya that she is getting emotional. It's this balance of familiarity and absurdity that honestly only suits Varun, because trust me, there are very few people who can pull off something like Main Tera Hero, and there is something about him executing the most moronic scenes but still not coming across as irritating or cringe. I mean, the guy has romantic lines where he is speaking about eating green vegetables and how it was after years of tanas from his mother that he realized the importance of it versus burgers and pizzas. Objectively, this scene is absolutely cringe, but it's his silly charm that gets away with it. I couldn't help but laugh when he is on a call with his parents. The mother asks him, "Paise chahiye kya?" And he says, "Paise to hamesha chahiye." And he goes on a drunk rant to talk about on how lucky his parents are to have him. Only he can get away with this. Even though in moments some of these ad-libs go absolutely wild, where Varun randomly transitions to an American accent or starts impersonating popular actors like Hrithik and Salman, but in my opinion he somewhat makes the film bearable. I just absolutely hated the number of scenes in which Shashank Khaitan was adamant in convincing us that he is middle class while having the most alishan jewelry shop and capturing him running in slow motion. The man would finish one acting scene and in the next he would be running in slow motion. The pattern was consistent. I have to conclude by saying that Varun is probably the only actor who has chemistry with everyone he is paired with. It's crazy on how he seamlessly pulls this off even when the relationships are written very poorly. Unfunny gags and characters. While Varun is doing the heavy lifting throughout the film of at least making it marginally funny or a good day out at the movies, I cannot tell you on how most of the other characters, especially in their attempt at being funny, just generated crickets in theatres. And this is true for the characters played by Abhinav Sharma as Bantu and Manish Paul playing the role of the wedding planner Kukku. Both actors who have otherwise featured in rather pleasant roles in previous Dharma movies over here are caricaturish and borderline irritating, especially Manish Paul. While Abhinav is mostly found in the background trying his best to play cheerleader and wingman with little scope to have an impact as a character, I mean, no offense to an actor like Manish Paul, but I have just never found him to be funny, and here he integrates so many WhatsApp jokes and PJs that it really gets on your nerves. He points at Bantu saying, "Short man telling me long story, I like it. Calm down, calm up होना चाहिए." और द क्लासिक, मैं तो वेल खाता था, इतना वेल कि लोग मुझे वेल्ले बोलने लग गए. Every time he featured in the movie, you couldn't help but roll your eyes. I will express the problems associated with the characters of Janhvi, Sanya and Rohit, but other than them, even actors like Akshay Oberoi playing Rohit's elder brother gets very little scope to have a considerable impact with his role, other than being a flag bearer for Sanskari, class and Sabhyata. Generic is an understatement to most of the proceedings of this movie. Beautiful people and beautiful frames. There is one thing that is undeniable, and I think the makers of this film have no qualms in denying this, because I think half of the intention of this movie is this only, that if you want to see pretty people engage in song and dance and in turn see a rather familiar story that doesn't make you think, introspect or feel at all, then this is the movie for you. But I'm sorry, the bar cannot be this low for any movie. The movie is set around the 5-day wedding festivities that happens at Raffles, and that essentially gives the platform for the film to become ABCD4, where for every function there is a dance sequence, and you know, I am a sucker for good song and dance. The problem is that other than Bijuria, the music and choreography is very forgettable. It is only Bijuria where you genuinely have fun, as Varun especially integrates great energy in the song sequence. However, the quality of the music and choreography otherwise is extremely mid. The only takeaway being that everyone looks beautiful in the costumes designed. The songs Ishq, Manzoor and Panwadi especially just do not add the skip in your step to make you want to vibe, having a very flat overall experience. I have also noticed that Janhvi almost has the consistent need to make songs with her expressions smoldering and sexy, even when the emotion behind the song is far away from it. There are moments where it is just a fun peppy dance number, but the expressions make one assume it's "Ye Mera Dil Pyar Ka Deewana" from Dawn. The same expressions not required for a song like Bijuria. My favorite song of the film is Tumse Behtar, sung beautifully by Arijit Singh. The issue is that the movie barely has any emotional resonance to match the beautiful lyrics of the song written by Manoj Muntashar. Token activism and poor writing. The writing by Shashank Khaitan and Ishita Moitra is so derivative, so unoriginal and follows such an expected pattern that you can't help but conclude that this is not a film that will be remembered after you've stepped out of the theatre. And that can't be the bar for movies irrespective of their genre. They should be revisited, they should be thought about fondly, but the generic beats of the movie and especially the lack of heart really limit it from having that appeal. You have these random moments of token activism, an extension of what Alia Bhatt was doing with Ranveer Singh's sister and mother in Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani, and it's almost like checking off boxes versus it having any place in the screenplay. The movie has dialogues like "Ladies log ko apne sapnon ke liye ladna pad raha hai aajkal," and Varun giving a full speech of "Agar aap झुकोगे तो लोग आपको और झुकाएंगे." The attempt by the film in being even marginally deep is hilarious. This is even true for Janhvi's father telling her about the importance of self-respect in relationships. लड़के तो आते रहेंगे लेकिन self-respect हमेशा रहना चाहिए. When the film is just a fun time, it's still bearable. It's when it attempts to be deep where you want to tell them, bhai, tumse na ho payega. I will sound like a tape recorder at this point with my assessment of Janhvi's performance. It is the same for most of her films. Her attempt at providing us an insight into what she may be thinking emotionally is conveyed exceptionally well by her expressions, but her tone of delivery is always a hurdle. This nasally, raspy tone taking away from what is being conveyed through her face. It's always a problem for me, and it's evident here too. Sanya Malhotra and Rohit Saraf especially suffered due to poor writing. When the relationships between Janhvi and Rohit and Varun and Sanya are barely explored, why would we as an audience even root for their reunion? When you do not have context about how their relationship was, other than a few montage snippets, why the hell would you be even invested in them having a happily ever after? Both Sanya and Rohit are passable at best in these roles that are hard done by because of poor writing. And the way the film and its trailer was designed, you could see where the film will eventually end from a mile away. As I previously said, commercial rom-coms cannot have the bar of just being pretty people dancing on commercial dance numbers and that being the bar. It should be remembered for its chemistry, its tender moments, its funny gags, and have an ability to emotionally invest you. Dharma's last successful rom-com in the form of Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani had a mixed response from the audience, but I cannot begin to tell you how superior that film was holistically. Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari, I believe, is the casual date movie that will be quickly forgotten after the weekend. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the movie. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.